Welcome everyone to more Linux insights here, details and low-level fluff you never wanted to know. Here on this channel, developing our almost perfect just raw Linux distribution, even supporting freaking vintage and retro architectures live here on this channel. We have a release upcoming, so we better hurry as per usual. And I spent way too much time yesterday, last night, and this lunch. So freaking better cross-compiling Perl, because yesterday or so we noticed, well, for years I knew it's a freak show, and although we kind of supported that off and on, although like mostly compiling somewhat working Perl, cross-compiling working Perl, of course native compiling not an issue. But anyway, long story short, I finally figured what is the other issue here, because we had some random unreserved symbols. And so the switch R, I can also show you that, not making this random breakage and regressions up here. This was, depending on the architecture and optimization and stuff, various hidden symbols there. And I checked this the other day, like yesterday or the day before yesterday, and because first I thought, yeah, do GCC somehow broken and stuff, or regressions, like no. That is actually by design. I said this already probably yesterday. And so they are by design hidden, so when this libgcc static library object files are linked into your library or executable, that they have their private copy, so that when you mix stuff of precompiled stuff of maybe DRM or other NVIDIA binary blobs and stuff, their implementation details and symbols of canonical layers function for pointer for comparison, or PowerPC register saving, or other clear, count clear leading zeros and stuff. They are in there for their, at that time, GCC implementation specific details and stuff. So anyway, it took way too much time. I was debugging back and forth and like, why is this happening? And the solution, as per usual, often one line, right? Recurring one line changes. Debugging that at times freaking expensive. And so that time is simply don't use LD for freaking linking, right? So I think I manually, this has some hours, like 3 hours ago, I did that. Had to do some actually paid work and running my company here in between, right? Don't late try, otherwise our stuff, which by the way, fun fact, T2 becoming increasingly not only the best, but unbroken Linux. Maybe I need to start a commercial T2 enterprise unbroken professional Linux. So share, like, and subscribe. Anyway, so I think, as far as I remember, I manually did so that, yeah, I manually did that. So what happened if you debug through all the mess that is the configure nonsense? It's like Perl, literally, I can't even take a language seriously, which I already didn't like 20 years ago, but like just look at Perl's configure and makefile stuff, and after that you can't take this language seriously anymore. You also wonder if that is that decades ago native and first class Unix scripting language, like why do they have the worst build system in the world? Anyway, I've seen a lot, and then I've seen Perl. But so somewhere there is like, of course they manually, by the way, did I think they even, doesn't matter. Let's so yeah, manually linked, that freaking works. Like the only thing I literally have done is replace LD with GC with, by the way, fun fact, 99% of the time, unless you write a bootloader or a kernel or something of that sort, 99% of the time you want to use your freaking compiler for freaking linking, because the compiler does all the magic, like adding libgcc and variants due, obviously, right? For this implementation defined, like of course, you don't know when you, like the compiler, you might literally write a for loop for counting leading zeros. The compiler might do all the optimization and clever figuring out with all the magic, like compiler magic, like, hey, the C programmer has implemented, because there's not a language feature for counting leading zeros or ones stuff. And you obviously don't know what the compiler optimized the heck out of it behind your back, and replace that with an implementation defined function, or combine pointer canonization for comparison. What's the market for T2? Well, basically the best Linux for me. Maybe it works for other people, but after Elon Musk is now in the business of, because previously I was joking, let's sell T2 to Elon Musk for having the best Linux for embedded use. Now he's in the unsuccessful perfume business for making money to take over Twitter. So now you are right, we need to find the next market, maybe with our leading edge and first class RISC-V support here with my previously unmatched RISC-V desktop and the only one in the world running RDNA2 graphics on RISC-V. Maybe we should try to sell T2 to NASA for their RISC-V hardened space endeavors. Anyway, but otherwise, as long as it is the best Linux distribution for me, I'm already happy. If other people use it too, then that's cool too. And yeah, otherwise embedded projects and virtualization and all the surrounding stuff, right? People who want a stable Linux distribution for their self-driving and otherwise AI cars and robots probably would find a first-class solution for that too. But for today, let's fix cross-compiling or fix and improve cross-compiling for other architectures. So let's see, do we have, what do we even fill in there? That's basically the summary. Let's get this to work, because knowing what we need to fix is one thing, actually YOLOing it in there to work fully scripted is another. So we override that, maybe we simply can, there is somewhere, GCC, wait a second, we do here actually LD/CC. So, you know, we have been already so clever, like, hey, use CC for LD. Actually, I thought like one line change, I thought I put it in there, but it was in there already. So, then let's see where it's coming from. Oh wait, this is not config C, that is, where was it even? In config sh. But as I said, I think it used some libperl so it used, of course it is all over, so much to, where was even, I think I used dash o libperl so. Welcome everyone. How do you think about having official support for some AR laptop? Yeah, I mean, we have previous video, we should probably fully support Asahi Linux, right? Especially if F1. What I will do is I will probably be, I mean, I'm not really into giving Apple too much money. Previous video, this M1 Max MacBook I brought last year for my company stuff here, right? Don't too late. If you need paperless Office and OCR stuff for Mac, probably try that today. I should probably support it better, especially now that it's getting usable. I mean, I'm hardcore, give me a terminal, but without suspend and power management and display and stuff, it's like, yeah. But, so yeah, probably Asahi Linux, although I hate the secure boot and extracting Broadcom wireless firmware and, but yeah. But donations welcome if you have some abandoned Surface RT, whatever their flavor was. What I might actually do is, because I probably, well, not probably, we need here at Extra Code, we are hopefully growing with this YouTube channel and creating one of the best Linux distributions out there. Maybe hiring also the next people, probably need also some new things for other people and for testing. So if there is hopefully soon a new Mac Mini, we might actually get that for testing here. But otherwise, I'm not like into giving Apple too much money, obviously. So yeah, here is that. And there you see this. But yeah, if you want to donate some stuff, I'm not buying everything. I sometimes had actually, I wanted to like 2 times auction and Microsoft Surface, whatever the X, so Pro, X, whatever, ARM edition. Like, but people spend too much money, right? Most Windows people don't want to use it because x86 software, and like, yeah, for like 500 or something, or like half price, whatever. But it usually goes for more on eBay. But yeah, they got pretty disable most Windows on ARM. Yeah, I mean, on Apple stuff you can't disable it. I mean, you can of course disable that, but I just don't like the reboot cycle and signing, and it also like it takes minutes to reboot, and maybe nothing, some proper scripting can fix, but anyway. So it is doing that here. Actually, maybe we simply grab that. I mean, it's using the right LD wherever. Oh wait, this is not coming. It's probably LD in some SH or makefile. Actually, you know what? We probably can work around that easier. Actually, here's even also LD equals GCC. Where the heck is it? Doesn't even we specify, like, every chance we have, we tell Perl, hey, use freaking GCC for linking, but like it's still using it somewhere else. Anyway. Where the heck would that be? Maybe make ops. Let's see. Let's maybe, what do we, LD equals LD. Let's see if we can work around this with LD equals CC. All right, wait, we need to RM the Perl is, oh, of course, otherwise it's not being relinked. Hey, that might have worked. Okay, to be fair, we used every chance to tell Perl to use LD except on the make options. Potentially, maybe, yeah, that was there. Okay, fair enough. Perl did what we actually asked it to. Also, if theoretically they could have been, why is this us? Do we have that open somewhere? Maybe there. I slightly wonder why it then works for native building. Do we not have? But it doesn't matter. So, T2, Samsung, laptop, thing soon, what? So the thing is, I have enough stuff, right? I will not buy a Samsung, just as comments. I will not spend my money to, I obviously need to buy my 2-year-old some toys and maybe have eventually vacation and stuff. And obviously get food in this inflation and wartime. So I'm not buying, unless I find like a Surface for like 100, 200 bucks for like nobody else wants to touch this stuff. I'm not spending 500 or whatever on an ARM laptop. I simply have enough, obviously, right? I mean, I have a M1 Max MacBook. And the only thing I also said, I mean, obviously a little bit of a hoarder here of collecting this vintage stuff, which also, I have basically 2 things open. I will also not like, I will try not to hoard more, except maybe I should open a museum here, like, so leave me in the comments below. Shall I subscribe if I should open a cyber vintage retro coffee museum thing here in Berlin or all over the world or stuff? Like maybe it's more successful than Starbucks. Just some business idea. Like business idea go brrr, spinning faster than Elon Musk's perfume shit. So yeah, I'm not buying each crazy stuff, right? I need my money for like ECC memory and Horizon 7000. The 2 things I still want to buy, or like if you want to donate this, that's even more amazing, but I basically want 2 more things, or like, okay, 3, which is in Itanium, obviously, IA64 and DEC Alpha. But also, I could have brought them already, but I'm not spending like €1,000 for DEC Alpha, right? I don't need it. I don't need it for business, daily business stuff. So yeah, I mean, maybe in 5 years I spend like, if I have nothing else to buy, maybe in 5 years, maybe I spend €1,000 for DEC Alpha, but I don't really need it now, right? And maybe someday, eventually someone donates one, obviously, right? So DEC Alpha, Intel Itanium IA64, and the third thing is a Sharp X68K, X68000, which obviously doesn't have a Linux port and only, and preferably a like latest Sharp X68 or 30 for having an MMU and theoretically NetBSD support. And yeah, that are basically the 3 major things I have on my wish list. So if you want to send me something for my birthday, that are the 3 main things. If you have something else interesting, like a Motorola 68K Mac or Sun or stuff, then leave me like write me an email and stuff. But here, I have some stuff that we can support better. So it's old crap that I have, like a Beagle board, like ARM, what was it? Probably single core. I have this Imagination Technologies CI20, this Creator board 20 thing with dual 1.2 gigahertz MIPS 32. I have like a Raspberry Pi. I said it before. I didn't buy every Raspberry Pi. I literally bought one, the cheapest, just to have one, like the Pi Zero W or stuff. And again, I'm not buying other more vintage small form factor as small board computer thing, because it just eats my time like nothing. I have the PinePhone donation, so I have this thing that we can still support better just for reference testing and creating releases that even easier work for people at home. So yeah, just to clarify that. And otherwise, I'm not giving this companies like Samsung or Microsoft even more money for stuff that I don't need. So yeah. So yeah, patch is welcome, right? So comments there, I brought one. So let's just download T2 ISOs and or like cross compile it yourself and make it work, and patch is welcome. So do we have cross or at cross? So the thing, all right, we probably have, do we have the issue? Where do we even build? Okay, we built this there without makeup. Okay, so the way we do that probably is, do we have okay, we have cross though. I mean, or actually, should we not always like, why does it even build natively? Or do we natively not have LD in there? We should have it in there, no? Okay, I guess we should have always make opt. What do we type here? So much talking. Make opt. By the way, I should probably make a shout-out video of like, if you want me to have your vintage stuff supported, then send the stuff to me. But always check, because not that you send duplicates and stuff I don't want. It makes no sense that you send me some random stuff that I don't even want because I don't like it. So LD, oops, LD equals LD. Warpent make op, that might do a thing. Let's test that. That was HPPA 64. That might already be enough. The other thing we need to do, we need to patch the cross-compiled stuff. I installed the last night's T2 build in QEMU. Still slow piece of stuff. It's ridiculous. Even 6 GHz boosting on the Ryzen 7950X, still super slow, right? Installing and checking out T2 compiling. It probably took an hour. It is crazy. Which also explains why I have this vintage stuff ready. I should have it. I need to set this vintage stuff up. Like a wall of vintage stuff with power, like advanced light out management control stuff of wiring up auto boot and network boot and stuff to automatically test stuff. That would be amazing. Probably the next big thing here on this channel. So Perl, we still need to check, so Arch, if that is size of, let's actually like char pointer. Not really sure why we used that, but probably because it was a generic thing. So theoretically we need two things, and for now I patch that. That is, yeah, actually before we really need to build this, theoretically we should SED that. What that does is substituting the configured stuff. So this is a hack. So that is like assuming we are building on a 64-bit platform, which usually we do. Theoretically, it would be better if we probably SED that stuff. It's quite some messy stuff though. Yeah. So did not build. All right, wait. Oh no, this. It's going here. Still the same error probably. So yeah, that's still the same error. So for some reason it did not magically work. Oh, well, wait, why is that? Did we add the wrong? Ah, we are so stupid. Sometimes we also have a blackout. But anyway, we had to test the... did nobody catch that? Yeah, but then anyway, I need to write the microkernel, right? This kind of Perl stuff, I mean, and that is the thing I never liked Perl. I always, even before I went to university, like when I was young and naive and self-taught with my neighbor, all this stuff, all this IT and assembly stuff, I came to Linux and visit Unix and stuff, and I saw Perl. Like I went like 20 years ago, I already didn't like it, right? Like it never felt right. It always felt like a heck of a language that was too messy, too strange, too whatever. And like 20 years later, I need to hack and spend 3 hours of my time, like 2 hours of debugging and so on, like what's freaking going on there, until I realize what's going on with this libgcc stuff, and not even live streaming everything here. And sure, it could have been better already, but if it would have been better already, someone else or I would have spent even more time. And believe me, over the years, there are probably multiple people, 3 or 5 people for sure, that spend time, like maybe now it built, maybe Jürgen Georg Sawinski or other, we can check in the, or and Michael Tross probably, other previous contributors to T2. And that is how much time it takes to decipher, to debug, to patch, to figure out, to freaking read the sources. So the other thing that failed was PowerPC. Let's see if that fixes PowerPC magically. Which is, how far? Hey, we built this in nearly 1 minute. I modified PowerPC because it had a floating point save function in there. So that is, oh no, we have smarter. So probably smarter. Let's see, did this previously build or not? Yeah, Perl did not build. Is this a floating point? Yeah, this is. Yeah, this is this, as far as I remember, safe floating point register 29 stuff. I think there are multiple variations of that. Let's see if that fixes that as well. And then we have, I mean, obviously my to-do is long because working videos here and dedication. But there is probably like one major thing and then, or like one major thing, which is the improved FS-step generation, and one minor thing that is new man page of all things, man to HTML tool not found regression. And then we probably release it, right? Whatever, and then plus fixing whatever. I mean, hope I see it already. I spent multiple hours just fixing some random nonsense for other architectures of all the 26 variants we built here. I really hope it doesn't. Theoretically, we need to test Perl more, and this Perl is not ready. We still need to theoretically separate this patch for big endiness also. And maybe not patch it, but I mean the patch is a quick hack. Maybe better technologically better, as in this dumpster fire that is Perl's configure and build stuff. Better probably SED or so. Hey, that also fixes the PowerPC. Yay! I guess we can nearly ship it. Nearly ship it. So this is not ideal. So should we? You know what? Let's first ship that. And then we need to, so let's, because this is an ugly patch that I extracted was running that in QEMU native. All right, we need to check. This IO load in there that didn't quite work, which is why I continued. So this is also the thing, right? You think, yeah, it's in libgcc, which also I spent extra time of like easily 30 minutes debugging around in GCC and reading the changelog and stuff to figure out, because initially I thought, with this error message, hidden symbol, DSO reference and stuff, I thought like, is that a GCC issue? Until like figuring out, is that how it should be or not? So Perl HPPA, let's build that in parallel, obviously. That probably should work, because this manual adding that somehow doesn't work. I don't quite know why. We would need to probably, I expect, I didn't debug that because there is so much I can debug, but my suspicion is that GCC, we could read the, I mean, either we astrate that with execve and verbose string size limit 2000, whatever, or read the freaking GCC sources. So most likely GCC runs LD with whatever hidden magic, whatever, something stuff. Or actually, maybe it doesn't work. Oh, wait a second, it also didn't work because we are wrapping GCC and this used LD. So probably for a start, it didn't work because this was, I don't even need to test build it actually. It will work because this wrapper thing of manually adding that didn't even had an effect because that was wrapping GCC, not LE. So there you have it. So yeah, then we commit this as a backup. So commit early and often. So that is Perl here of that. Let's hope we can patch that. So because this patch, this is not like full solution because we need to separate that in 32-bit and big endian. We will do this in a second. Also, there have extra spaces. And we want our space, white space, clean. Wait a second, why is this not? Oh, maybe it was a tab. That is why it didn't match. It's also probably a little bit of performance improvement because previously this bootstrapping thing, it's probably why it previously bootstrapping took unnecessarily longer because this was not using -j stuff there. So here it's also the usual, at least a win-win of sure wasting 3 hours of my time, but also improving the build time by some seconds. And who wouldn't want some seconds improved build time? Oh wait a second. Theoretically, we need to test that it actually freaking works TM, this resulting binary, which obviously is always a nice added bonus. So let's try to improve this a little bit further. And so, all right, we still need to do that, So we did that, amazing, isn't it? So probably we want to do all of this here before the release. Theoretically, maybe I should spend the extra 5 minutes to take a look at that. So what else did we wanted to do? So we was update SSH, fstab. Do we have men here? Right, this one here is. So yeah, so much to 2 more things. It's like near a handful of things, because obviously so. And theoretically, there is, you might have seen it in the news, a new finally new memtest release, which also that sources were also complete dumpster fire. I tried to get the old memtest sources to actually work with modern GCC, and it's like the sources were too shitty for me to work on. But by figuring that out, I lost already 30 or 60 minutes of like, okay, the sources are not worth my time. So let's see if we can separate that to hotfix. Big endian, maybe we call this maybe nur only endian, or like, nah. and rename the other. Just 32. Yeah, maybe just leave it so. So what of course you've seen this, I'm not sure if hand editing patches, just I need to check if we're still running there. So long size, so probably also a floating point size. So here's some byte order, so that would be the other patch. Byte order here, cast E32. So we need to be careful. So byte order, long double, because here's also some here, because here is big endian. Yes, we need to check that. This might be where the patch might collide actually. Long double is double, long. So yeah, so that is 3. We don't see that here. Bummer. I wonder how much it even is used there. U32 alignment, yeah. So this, which patch do we? 32-bit. So yeah, this stuff is endianness, and you see here, does it even long double infinite byte? So this is completely how you not do that, right? There is nothing from stopping you to in source simply define that nan and inf stuff in and reference that, right? Cast it to an integer. Like, there is zero reason you need to configure detect this nonsense. And this is so much of a bad example. So this is endianness, so this is why. So this needs to go to the other. I'm actually surprised we don't have more 32-bit versus whatever, but oops. Actually, don't tell me shit. Did we save the other? We probably saved the other, isn't there's a freaking bytes. So I'd probably just over deleted, right? So this chunk goes here. I probably should save after each chunk. Double is kind, did we? So here is a bloody, and again, zero reason, right? I mean, if Perl would have adopted like all those vintage Unixes, or like have a compatibility. What I've done, as soon as there was int types header for C decades ago, use that and provide a bloody compatibility header for other old-fashioned Unix things, or just tell them, to just go compile GCC for your HPUX. So that is 32 of this. Yeah, it's a little bit mix of, but long double usually comes with. It might not be perfect for PowerPC 64, where you have long double 128-bit or whatever, but it's like, yeah, it's probably fine. If not, then whatever. Again, all stuff that who configure time detectors and who manually messes around with this stuff, but it's just silly. It's ridiculous. So this is all 64-bit. That probably looks good, and so probably the next time that doesn't apply, I probably leave it like that, because I simply don't want a SED expression substitute all this random garbage now. We could have renamed this hotfix X. So I probably leave it like that until it doesn't apply anymore, which might be next Perl update with our luck. And then I convert it to SED expressions or something. So we should probably check this stuff here, not this might be a little bit tricky to, maybe we SED that today already. Long undiv, long double style, you can't mix this shit up. This is so low tech, this is so sad and ridiculous. I have, and also I understand learning from other people's mistake and standing on the shoulder of giants, but there really is a limit of 20 freaking years later, the source is of this quality. Double, extended, double. long style, extended standard, undef, IEEE extended. Yeah, who knows what they've done there? It's just set in. What do we even? So we wanted byte order, right? This is a byte order patch. So that's not byte order. That's also not byte order. Someone loves our Nick, loves our work. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. What makes me similar said, Linus Torvalds agrees to probably soon delete 486. I find that so ridiculous. There is so little maintenance overhead of previously 386 and now 486, and people praising that on news sites, like literally, even for me it would take like next to zero time to maintain 486 support, right? For my microkernel work, which will soon probably go on overdrive, which would be amazing if you should like subscribe, Patreon and stuff, because obviously I already work now too much on this stuff, obviously. Economical viability of making the most perfect Linux distribution just for me. It's obviously, yeah, other people become millionaires at that time with some software. But yeah, it would be amazing if you support that there or somewhere, maybe with a YouTube membership or super chat and stuff. Because so even with my microkernel stuff or like other low-level example stuff, I would want to support that just because of why not, right? I agree supporting non-protected mode stuff is a little bit insane and worthless, but 386, I mean, and that is the thing, right? If I would be Linus Torvalds, which obviously I'm not, but if I would have created that Unix clone, which I should have done my microkernel earlier, but like if this would be my life project and I would have started with that on a 386, like why freaking delete it, right? Maybe I'm bad at letting go, obviously with supporting HPPA RISC and stuff, but letting go of what I just got donated, but never had that before. But yeah, I don't, especially this is so simple, right? It's the most simple initial form of 386 protected mode, of x86 protected mode. I don't understand this over deletion of this stuff. So that is still bit sizes, this is, and boys and girls, if you're new to this stuff, this is not how you do it. Don't copy this Perl stuff, right? Like this is toxic. Don't please do this in compiled time, in proper source code, and like sure this is also source code, but like there is no reason to configure it like that, like zero. There is negative reason to do it like that. So yeah, we might need to change this double kind, which might be good to prepare the SEDing that. It might be the only thing we might end up using here. So these are the byte swap stuff, double infinite bytes. So that is big endian. What math here of alignment. I deleted that from the back in case you missed that. So yeah, this floating point style, there's byte order has probably that is what's left. So this is how you manually with your preferred editor separate these patches into endianness, and also by the way this not so. So yeah, that is how you can hack it up. There are technologically even better ways to wire that up. So let's just make a cross in there because it's consistency, and then I think I a little bit hack that for now because for the rare chance that you're building on a powerful big endian host, which you often don't. Theoretically, we would need to, like, if you build on big endian, then don't patch it. But I personally, my fastest big endian is probably the Preview manually like upgraded with the dual core 2.5 gigahertz upgraded G5 with the 2.5 gigahertz from the water cooled G5 quad G5 to my single socket previous video. And even that is freaking slow, right? 15 years later for modern standards, that is, or like more than 15 years? Quite 15 years. So yeah, there, and even ARM and RISC-V are little endian usually, so then let's see if that works. Best with VI. Just left it open somewhere. Here, so oops. Who added mouse wheel support to freaking terminal? So nothing like dynamically patching nonsense out of Perl configure bit or bits. What did I? Bit, 32-bit, and big endian. Let's test build that again. That probably should work, shouldn't it? Guess so. OnlyFans, yeah, but it would be good if you sub to the OnlyFans, because I only had once, like only once for 2 or 3 months a OnlyFans there, and I probably have to. By the way, the thing is, OnlyFans. I think OnlyFans does not allow a lower tier, except maybe with. I think the lowest tier is $4.99 for all the hot pictures there. I probably should stop using Instagram. And only post hardware photos on OnlyFans. That would probably be fair to this only person who previously supported OnlyFans. Maybe I should have a constant. You can have there's this promotion. Maybe I should always have a promotion of 50% off or something, because for $4.99 or whatever, or $3.99 is the lowest tier there. Because I would love to have a 99-cent tier, but probably for all the other hot content on OnlyFans, 99 cents is too cheap. So that probably would be like posting my Instagram stuff of the mountain of loosely stacked Ryzen 7000 water-cooled stuff here, and other like Hewlett Packard. That probably would be a smarter business idea of like maybe even be daily. I mean, yeah, like they probably go to the OnlyFans. I thought about this already a month ago, but given that there was only once ever a member, maybe I should actually, because the bloody OnlyFans also, which obviously I didn't know because I wasn't an only expert in that, but then I realized that after 2.5 months, this only person unsubscribed there because they deleted their account. I even see there like member lost, whatever, unsubscribed because account, like reason account deleted. So like that my OnlyFans supporter deleted their OnlyFans account. But my point is, back in that day I already thought I should actually post their amazing hardware photos. And I could even, a good way to do that, because it's very difficult to like at least once a week already 52 a year photos, quality photos. So probably instead, when I buy something like the Hewlett Packard sound card the other day and Ryzen and VRCHA and stuff, instead of posting it on Instagram, I should obviously upload it there. And the probably clever business way is schedule that, right? So like not instantly post it, but that it's like regularly, at least weekly or 2 times a week. Pro tip, like schedule this. They have their scheduling, right? That's probably the clever way to do that, like proper high quality, like SGO2, Sun, SGI, SW1600 or whatever, first digital display and stuff. So like that probably would be clever. So yeah, that builds amazing stuff. It is crazy that we need to do that. All right, we probably want to check this double kind thing there of what was that about, because I think this was combined NDNS and whatnot. Have already quite some likes there, which is amazing. It was config. Was it config H, right? Oh. So double kind of. So yeah, they have here that stuff. And why is that? Where is that even defined? Double kind will be one of. What do we even have there? So, I mean, basically, I think we only have two actually. We only have. Usually, it should be double, should be 64-bit, and so probably that can go into. Because obviously we don't have double stay Cray, and I mean, unless someone gifts me a Cray supercomputer thing of OVAX. So, here is that defined. So we probably should have 3 or 4. So 4 is big endian, 64 big endian. So where do we have that currently in? I don't have it in here though, so. What did I say? So double kind. So it's actually unfortunately also here though, but we can work around that. Now we need to be careful. I don't really want to ruin that. Yeah. So what we need is. So what did I say? 3 and 4, 6. So I want to use that later. So what I do now is delete here this context so that this long double is not in there. And double style. Okay, that is 32-bit and that should be NDNS, so that should go to the other file. And yeah, maybe actually, I mean, it's a little bit many defines, right? I think probably SEDing all this nonsense, probably copy and pasting all the stuff together and writing regular expression for that, probably at least 30 minutes, maybe 40. It's usual. You think it takes 30 minutes, and maybe you said 60 minutes debugging all this nonsense. So for now, patching it is. So 1, 2, so that's 3, so 5, I think. 5 to 5. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, maybe I even add here more context. Where do I have that? Because I would want to document kind, which other kinds there are. So 3. Wait a second, that is x86 80-bit little. Fuck. I'm actually surprised. Do you really get that? I'm not sure if that is right, because if you... Maybe even the native build stuff is nonsense, because normally with... Should that not default to SSE math on? Or does it not? Does it really not default on SSE math on? Maybe we should SED that after all. Because that is obviously only x86 only, and so that had... Also, like seriously, was there... They have here freaking defined. That is where I really wonder what is wrong with those people. I mean, besides that, all of the stuff is bullshit, but they have here x86 freaking big endian for x86 80-bit big endian. It's like, was there ever a CPU that supported 80-bit x86? I mean, I have that hard... I mean, maybe there is some exotic thing, but probably there was. I would not know what it is, but... Yeah. So we should have here... Actually, we should have actually 1 or 2 only, because that is pure insanity. So that was 6. So 6 is... Wait, double... Big endian? What the heck? How did this... Does 32-bit double big endian double is double? No, that makes no sense. I've run that in QEMU, 32-bit QEMU, and double is double? That completely makes no sense. That is hilarious. This stuff should so completely not be used. That is ridiculous. I mean, given that we probably always get that, but even that is wrong. Actually, we only need to double size 16? That also makes no sense. What the heck? That was a native run on PowerPC QEMU. Yeah, nothing really surprises me anymore. Long double, actually it always is. Long double, wait a second, long double. It's long double kind? Oh, what a mess. Actually, this is long double. I looked at that wrong. What is that on 32-bit ARM? Long... Yeah, I guess you would need, because this was never supported in hardware until recently. So long double... what a mess. So it's nearly always, except on very latest and greatest, IBM Power 10. How do we patch that? But this is also wrong. I mean, it had here long double 16 and then kind 80-bit. Per configure goes brr. Oh man, that is so sad. I mean, maybe we ignore that and like, who freaking uses long double anyway? Maybe we should ignore that part and call it a day. we have this I think I add a node. I will probably see. So we don't have that in there anymore, or we have that still in there. Welcome everyone. Yeah, crazy Perl stuff. I think we simply don't patch this nonsense here as long. I guess we don't, or define as long double. What if we simply patch that away? Like ignore that. And then simply, you know what, we don't have long double. And then maybe we don't need that if we probably already 1 hour, yeah, of course 1 hour. We quickly finish that and then 1 hour later, I mean, sure, plus some stories and stuff, but actually there is if def define, yeah, so this stuff is only if so delete define has long double in config.h, and theoretically substituting all this nonsense there. It's hilarious. I mean, sure, we could run this in QEMU. You might ask, why do we not run this in QEMU? Not only is it extremely slow, we also don't have QEMU for lot architectures, right? Not even for Itanium or similar such stuff. So define. Oh wait, we removed that already. Huh, why do I do what we? Oh, so much to that. Oh wait, this is define that. This explains why how this was substituted away. So had that already. So much to that. This should be better. Let's see if that all builds PowerPC HPPA, and then let's call it a day. Probably missed quite some discussions there. Losing vintage computer collection very soon already because moving away from Germany. Sold C8000 and more Spark stuff. Find it funny that you... Yeah, that was started as a joke and one person yeah, did it as a joke because I wanted to become more serious. How do you call it serious? More professional, serious, whatever. So yeah, so it's probably still building. The question is if all the combinations build, we could, like, so those were, I mean, maybe we should double check that we actually freaking applied that. So we should have 2 times patching config h. Oh, that is there. 4, yes. So ARM is little endian, so that should only patch 1. And then, which one was it even? Disable this extract here again, that is too verbose. So yeah, that took so long. Maybe I should talk less and code more. That I actually wanted to also finish the FS-tab stuff. Maybe I'll do that later at home or stuff. So yeah, people tuned in. So that is the crazy stuff that we need to deal with, right? I'm not recurring theme here. I'm not making all those imperfections up. That is just how other people wrote their codes over 30 years or so, 35 years. When was Perl freaking created? In the 80s? As soon as the new Rust line. That is still, I think, what we have, isn't it? Yeah. 1987, so that's what I probably guess. So that is not yet, so that's 35-ish. So yeah, that certainly shows in the sources. So yeah. Hey, that also builds. Yay, I guess it's good enough to ship. So I hope that improves your T2. Which other distribution would you want to use? Cross compilation for freaking the abandoned vintage and retro code base. That is Perl. I wouldn't approve of it, but if you must use it for some reason, then you can cross compile it even better now. So you have it. We can soon rebuild world, the T2 world. I hope you learned something and enjoyed this. As always, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And there's also this OnlyFans and Patreon, YouTube membership, and so on to support all this work here. And people there commenting. Just being thought might build it for RISC 5. That would be amazing. Works for me. Hope it builds for you too. And have a good day or night, and see you soon for the next fun and code work to come.